Hello, friends and neighbors. Wagon Man Piper 1926 here. How is everybody? Doing well, I hope. Hopefully you all have had a good weekend. Mine started in like a lion and went out with a satisfying growl. Yeah. It's just crazy. Started snowing when I was in Kentucky on Friday. I was down in what I would call bottom, but a little place called Wayland, Kentucky. That's where the flood had occurred, or one of the floods in Kentucky. And by the time when I drove down there to work on the equipment, it was clear. By the time me getting out, it was not. And by not, I mean it was ice and snow. Smoking my Peterson Army Shape 01. And in it, a little late to the party on this one. But, there you go. M4 original blend. Never had it before. Pretty good though. I've heard a lot of you all talk about Amphora. I just hadn't. Well, if I can purchase something personally, walk into a store and do it, then sorry about all that. I'll do it. I'd rather do it that way than I would do it online. And that's not saying anything bad about being online or, ordering anything online. It's just respectively my upbringing as, spending a lot of time with my grandparents. They always went to local businesses opposed to essentially your big box kind of place, even if you had to pay a little more. But pretty good stuff. Glad I tried it. I will most likely find some more. Maybe I'll venture out and try all the other ones eventually. But we had a wedding this week, or Saturday, and then after that we went out and ate, which is the first time in a while that I've been able to go with the family out somewhere and sit down and eat. And then got home and got situated in to stay in, and my wife has a thing pop up and said, "Oh, it's so-and-so's birthday." One of the kids in Russell's, well, not his class, but his school that he's friends with. So we jump up, throw shoes on, and drive to said place where it's supposed to be at, only to find out that they had changed the date. They had actually changed the date, but didn't take the notification off, like Facebook, So, drove out there for nothing, basically. And of course, Sunday was church. And after church, we went to a place called Malibu Jack's. And I don't know if that's like a place that's known, or if it's just kind of in the area. It's an inside, we'll use the term amusement park very loosely. There's rides, there's games, food, expensive. But my wife's stepmother, of which my son calls Nana, she doesn't buy necessarily gifts for the kids. She does something for the kids, for the grandkids. So, which it turned out to be nice. That was potentially my Sunday, was church at that, because we went home and had a bite to eat. That's pretty much the day. So, wild and crazy. And then YouTube wasn't exactly silent either. But that's neither here nor there. Nuts. But, that was my weekend in a nutshell. So, you all, y'all doing well. Hopefully your weekend was a hair more tamer than mine. My son has just flat out ran crazy out there. I've got to figure out how to fix my little phone stand up in this van. The one that I had doesn't really work good with this one. I'm going to have to do some rigging to try and fix it, where I don't have to try and hold this phone and or you all fall like last week. So, and I'll get her figured out eventually. I just gotta take the time to do it. I don't know if you all are, if your all's mind kind of runs like mine, but you get going, you get busy, you get your mind stuck on things, and something else will happen and it'll essentially take precedent. Which is normally most of the quarreling that I get from my wife, because I didn't do something that she asked me to do. Or maybe it's just me. I don't know. She thinks that I don't do things because I don't want to. No, I just actually forgot, or something. This took my attention away, and that's why it didn't get done. And of course, her mind doesn't work that way. So, it's my fault. But of course, that's also neither here nor there. Well, folks, it's also almost time to well, for me, because I've got to find somebody to do so, as someone with a tractor, to go ahead and turn over the garden area and get all that broken up pretty good. That way I can go in with my little rototiller and start breaking things up and getting ready to plant. Yes, it is the middle of January, but as I said before, things are going to start jumping over and taking precedent. So I say this now, the mind may not keep it in front. And it might be February before I actually get around to asking somebody to see if they take care of it. Fun times. So, talk too much, let the pipe go out. Got a new one for you. There you go. I think this is called paisley. To me, it looks just like printing on what would be on like the handkerchiefs or bandanas. It was a gift from the customer. He had me do him a favor of filling up some tanks. I guess you call them gas tanks, but they're like you'd run a heater. That's what he runs. Or grill is what I was trying to think of. This was back around Christmas, and he owns and runs a little shop. It used to be kind of a bait and tackle. He doesn't. I don't see him do much bait and tackle anymore, but he does handle baseball cards or sports cards. He's got a few knives, little odds and ends. I think he might have some records too, I'm not sure. But he also has some lighters from time to time. And he was actually getting ready to light up a cigarette, and I had handed him my lighter. And he was like, "Oh, wow." And started looking it over. It's the one with the coffee on it. And I told him I collect them and so on and so forth. Well, he's like, "Here." And he went to his little display and pulled that one out. He said, "I want you to have this. I want you to have this for doing a favor for me." Which I graciously accepted. Can't even talk. So, like I said, I don't know how well y'all can see it, but I may call that the Ranger lighter, because that particular gentleman was an Army Ranger. So, folks, I have babbled on for almost 15 minutes about not much at all. So hopefully this finds you in good health. You folks take care of yourselves out there. I'm going to try and see you later in the week. I've got a couple things kicking around in that empty space up there. y'all take care of yourselves, and remember, kindness costs us nothing.